Hi.
Hi, we're live.
We're live. Welcome to Lady Overlander Radio. Tonight we have Hollie Fowler with Mischief Maker TV. Stand by.
Grab your favorite drink, whether it's a coffee, cocktail, or tea, and get ready. It's Ladies' Night on Lady Overlander Radio. Lady Overlander Radio is brought to you by Artemis Overland Hardware, Midland Radio, Timbo Tusk, U.S. Action Tracks, The More Expo, and Adventure Trail RV, creator of the Overland Shower.
How is it going, Misty? Where are you at?
I am in Kentucky at the Daniel Boone Back the Byway event.
Stop moving.
With Cottywomple Overland. Down south.
Hey, girl.
Listen, I'm going back to where we were supposed to be sitting. We're trying to get signal, yeah.
Listen up, folks. This could be a hot mess, but it could be entertaining. She's in the boondocks.
It'll be a food sandwich.
Hollie and I have great service. It's going to be that kind of show.
But we're overlanding.
You overlanded. I'm overlanding straight to my bed after this. I promise you.
All right, let's get this up.
All right.
Okay.
Hollie.
Hey,
girl. Hey.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us on this crazy evening.
Thank you so much for inviting me to come on. I'm really excited to chit-chat with you guys.
We are too. Where are you at currently?
Well, I am in St. George in southern Utah at the moment. Just got back from California, so I was kind of a little confused as to where I was, but that's where I am right now. Just super cool.
Nice. I'm surprised you can remember where you're at, to be honest, with your schedule.
It's just going to get worse. So we actually leave here in a week's time to start doing our East Coast tour. So yeah,
Really?
It's going to be kind of mad. I don't know where I'm going to be on each day, but Google Maps will take me where I need to be. So that's all I need to know.
Well, I mean, Walter will be by your side, of course, right?
Of course, always.
I know exactly where you're going to be on July the 15th.
Where am I going to be on July the 15th?
You're going to be in
I don't even know where.
Kentucky. You're going to be in Kentucky because I have a ticket to come and ride with you.
I'm so excited.
How do I not know about this? Like ride with you, like in the passenger side ride with you?
No, it's the ultimate off-road field trip. And so it's going to be, so is it 6 or 7 different venues?
Yeah, there's 4 this year.
4, gotcha.
Yeah, they'll be probably double or even triple next year. So we're excited about that. But just to start off, Chris Miller, who has put this whole thing together, who's the guy who set up the Trail to SEMA, and has done that for years. He's now set this up. So we're going to do the first 4. Well, I'm excited to meet you in person. I can see you on screen, but can't wait to meet you in person. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
That is going to be awesome. I'm kind of jealous. July 15th. Where am I at? I don't have plans July 15th.
You don't have plans?
I don't think so.
I don't think you do.
Calendar. I'm going to check my calendar. Check my calendar. So, Hollie, tell us a little bit about yourself. Just a little brief description or something. Whatever you want to tell me.
All right. Well, I am originally from Scotland, moved to Italy and lived in Italy for 3 years. I used to be an opera singer, like a classical singer. So I had a career in Europe, and my parents had a vacation home on Long Island, New York. So I said, I have 6 months free in between work. That's where I'll go. I went on Match.com because I was a little bored because I was there by myself, and set up a whole weekend of dates in Manhattan, thinking I would never see them again. And my first date is my now husband of 10 years. We got married after 5 months. So that's pretty much how I got over to America, which is pretty cool. I never thought I'd be living here, but here I am. And because opera kind of, you're required to travel a lot with that, I didn't want to leave Walter. So I decided to go into real estate and retail management. And then I bought a Jeep in 2017 for the first time, a Jeep Wrangler. And it was just my daily. And Walter kind of introduced me to YouTube at that time. We weren't really big YouTube watchers. And showed me some of the stuff that Wranglers can do or off-road vehicles can do. And I thought he was nuts because I was not an outdoors person. I wore pencil skirts and kitten heels and had my makeup and hair done every day. But the change of life and the change of pace is just, it couldn't fit us better than it has. We're very, very happy where we are now.
That's quite the story.
So just in a little nutshell.
All the time.
I've got a question about that, Hollie. You said you set up an entire weekend of dates. Did you cancel all the others, or did you still go on them?
Oh no, I canceled them. I continued the first date with Walter.
Nice.
You know, when you walk up, I'm 6 foot, so I wanted to wear heels, and everyone had to be over 6'6". That was like my criteria. I didn't really care about anything else because I didn't think I was gonna be here, stay here, meet anyone. It was great walking up to Walter. He's 6'10", and I was 6'3", so it was great. It was just wonderful.
That's a tall order. I didn't realize he was that tall. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. You'll meet him.
Wow.
It's pretty. He's just a giant teddy bear. He's fantastic.
I know. Right?
I told Misty a couple days ago when we were talking about this, and I said her husband is very tall. So you and I were talking about before, whenever I met you at S'more, and we found you, and your husband just stepped out very easily out of your huge Jeep. No hop, just stepped his foot out with the ground and got out. And I was like, he's like, I'll take your picture for you. I was like, okay.
It's always a great picture with him because he's like the perfect angle, you know? He goes from up above. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Try to get that. Told you. What kind of look going on? I want you to tell the story of you telling Walter that you wanted a Jeep and what you ended up getting.
Yeah. Well,
so funny.
We worked with an agent called Harry, like a much older gentleman. I love old men, so he was like my favorite. He kind of shuffled everywhere, and it took him like 8 hours to put anything on paper. But he had sent me a picture of a white Sahara or the Chief Edition, and I was kind of mean to Harry. I was like, don't ever send me such an ugly looking vehicle ever again. That's terrible. Please don't. We'll go with the white Sahara. So we end up at the lot, and I saw like a blue and white thing in the back of the lot, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool looking. He's like, you hated it. That's the one I sent you. And I was like, there's no way. He's like, yeah. I said, well, we got to shuffle back quickly because those people are circling it, and I want it. So yeah, that's kind of how we got it. And like Walter didn't like it. His parents didn't like it. My dad was over at the time, and the two of us were digging it because it's like blue and white. Scotland had that retro feel. And yeah, it was just, I was known as kind of like the crazy person on Long Island who did real estate. They turned up in a weird looking car because out there it's kind of more the Hamptons, and they were like, oh, why don't you drive a Mercedes? And I'm like, because I like this car, you know? So they'd just be like, all right, okay, cool. But yeah, so we had Mischief Maker for a good wee while before we started kind of working on him. And Walter asked me if I wanted to go off-roading, and I said, well, I've tried everything once, so sure, let's give it a go. And we went to a school in upstate New York, Nora it's called, It's run by a guy called Scott, and he's phenomenal. He has a great facility up there now. It's grown since I went. We had to do like a school part in the firehouse and then go out on the trails. But now he has a full facility up there, and it was just like a classroom thing. How to put your vehicle in for low, and maybe climb over a tiny rock to what, like, compared to what I crawl now, and I would freak out. But I absolutely loved it. And then we ended up going to the closest off-road park, which was Rice Creek, which was about 5 hours away. So we would leave at 3 o'clock on Saturday morning, get there for the park opening, wheel all day, and then head back home every weekend. And it was just each weekend we learned something new. We wanted to modify it more, and then we started kind of branching out to different states and different parks. So I got bitten by the bug pretty hard. I mean, we've changed our whole life now. So
Right.
so yeah, so it's pretty wild.
So did Mischief Maker start out stock?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when you went to the off-road park the first time, was Mischief Maker stock?
Oh yeah, completely stock.
Oh boy.
Completely.
What was your
stock.
first modification?
He had a Man Tiara, his light bar up top. That was really like the first mod with some was it an angry eyes? I think I did. The real important modifications to go wheeling.
Of course.
Then we kind of hit up metal cloak. We did a 3.5-inch metal cloak lift, which was fantastic. We had the what do you call it? The 6-pack shocks, which I loved. Like, I loved the look of the little red sort of stuff up in there. But we kind of ran that for a good while, and it wasn't until the beginning of 2019, literally, where was it? March, I dropped the Jeep off at T&T Monster Truck in Ronkonkoma on Long Island. And I said, here's everything. I need a cage. I need you to put all this stuff in because I'm leaving in 2 weeks. And Leo at this shop, bless his soul, turned that Jeep around and built it into pretty much what it is just now, which is incredible. So, and the first trip, we had actually just sold our house at that point, and we have a Jeep build going on, and we're moving our stuff back and forth 4 hours each way to Walter's parents' house in Pennsylvania. It was madness. And then I was doing the trip by myself from Long Island out to Moab, because Walter was still working at the time. And he promised me he would stay and keep his job for 6 weeks, but it lasted 3 days. So
he was so strong.
I was like, just 6 more weeks. I was like, I'll be fine. I'll travel across the country. I ended up being in one of the worst ice storms, so I kept having to pull over, and everything was just covered in ice. It was nuts. It was a crazy trip, but I got there, and Walter was there 2 days later. So, that was okay.
He missed you.
Awesome story.
We're that kind of couple. We're not good when we're apart. We do better when we're together.
Yeah.
So we've just always been that way. No, when it comes to crawling and doing crazy stuff in Mischief Maker, though, he would much rather walk 25-mile trail than sit in this one.
Yeah, he doesn't like to go up.
He do that in a couple videos where he's like, "Hey, just let me out."
Yeah, he's like, "It's okay, I'll walk. It's okay, I'll take videos." I'm like, "Okay, cool." No, he doesn't like it at all. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, what made you choose a Jeep out of everything that there is out there that you could?
So one of our next door neighbors actually bought a Jeep, and I just thought they kind of looked cool. I didn't know anything about them, so I was just going off looks. To be honest with you, I was like, that looks really cool. I had a Jeep. What did I have before? I've had a couple of Jeeps before, but kind of family cars, and we don't have a family. So I was kind of like, if you get to have your truck that you would like I would like a vehicle that, you know, doesn't say I'm having 3 kids on the way. We're not there yet. We can switch them out if that happens. Like I want a fun car, you know.
Sure, absolutely.
That was just really the only reason. I had no idea about off-roading or anything like that. Not a Scooby-Doo.
I hear you. Mine was all about, I got my Jeep because I was all about, hey, I want to be able to take the top off and, you know, in the summer, just run the top off and all this stuff. And then bought the Jeep, got it home. And it was like, okay, maybe a lift and some wheels and tires. Then, you know, it just starts from there. And then you keep going and keep going. It literally does mean just empty every pocket because you're never satisfied, it seems like. And you're like, okay, I'm bored with this look. Let's upgrade a little bit and do something different, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it is here anyway. It's a killer. It's a killer because we have a Gladiator and a Wrangler. So,
oh wow,
we just take my money.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. So tell us about your current build, like what you're running as far as your tires and all the good things.
Okay, so
and the B pillar. Talk about the B pillar.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll talk about the B pillar just for you. You're welcome. Well, Mischief Maker, we'll start with the B pillar. I had a B pillar chop. And actually, you can still, well, not me personally, because now I got rid of everything else. But with a B pillar chop, you can still put the pillar back on. It clamps to the cage, so you can have your full top and full doors back on, which is why I did it. Because first of all, I wasn't super into feeling cold. I wanted my top on and my doors on, and I wanted that heat, and I wanted to feel every last bit of it. But now I have now actually sold the hard top and the doors, so I am open top full time, and it is fantastic 99.9% of the time. It's great. It's really good. I have a cover for when it's parked up, and if it's raining, I have a rain cover, so it's really no biggie at all. And at the end of the day, it's just usually if you get wet, you get wet, whatever. I mean, you can dry off. But he has fusion axles, so we have a 60 in the front, 80 in the rear. They're pretty heavy duty axles that I tend to bash quite a lot. And then we're running 42 sticky BFG tires, which have been kind of a little bit of a game changer since I got them almost a year ago. But I'm not going to give a review until I've done the whole tour on the East Coast. A lot of people ask that. They're like, which tire do you like better, the Mickey Thompson or the BFG?
That was going to be my question, actually. I was going to ask that because I remember when you put those on, you said the same thing. You said, I'm not going to do a review yet. And I was like, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah. Honestly, it's hard to really compare the two of them against one another because they're two very different tires. I will say I do like climbing better with these just because the tread is so much closer. And there's something to be said. There's a difference between a sticky compound and a soft compound. These are definitely stickier than the other tires, in my personal opinion. But I am looking forward to hitting those parks up and seeing, like, doing what I've done before and seeing how they do. So it'll be pretty interesting, especially when we get into Kentucky. If it's rained, that'll be interesting because with the other tires, they kind of chucked them out, chucked all the mud out. But I mean, I also climbed like a bunch of things in Hollerwood and Slade, Kentucky last year that I've never been able to do before, but I did on these tires. So I don't know. And I'm excited to do that video about the tires because everyone has been like, which ones do you like? Like, I'm not telling you yet. It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair. So,
watch my channel.
I know. So, what else do we have here? I mean, he's kind of Frankenstein together now. So I used to have them. I started with the metal cloak and then went to full Terraflex. And honestly, through kind of breakings and stuff, or being in friend shops, when I've broken suspension parts, we've kind of it's now a 3-link in the front and a 3-link in the rear. A lot of people don't like that, but it works for Mischief Maker. I don't know why, but it's pretty comfortable. And then I have the bumpers and the sliders have been a huge game changer as well. We've kind of switched those up in the past about 8-9 months. So we have Hepta everything, or Hepta manufacturing everything on there, which is pretty cool. And I love the hood. The hood is kind of a new thing. Rock Monster USA, he did that for us. He also did a really cool hood for the giveaway Jeep that we've just kind of finished building there as well. And then we switched over lights to KC Lights. They're just fantastic company, love them. And one of the things I really like in here now is the Stinger head unit that I have, because it's a 10-inch screen and I can see everything. And there's CarPlay, and I'm a big Onyx person. So it's just, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but I like everything to be bigger. I like to be able to see it, not like squint on my phone. Like, it's important. It's important.
Yeah. It really is.
For sure.
Yeah. But you're not even wearing glasses, so I mean. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Bats Off-Road says he really loves the look of the cage with the B-pillar chop, and he hopes that Miss Bats Off-Road does that to her soon. And she says yes.
I'm glad that's been decided.
She says yes.
Yeah.
When she grows up, she wants that too. Down South Off-Road, which is your half over there, he said he wonders if Robbie Layton already cries when he sees Mischief Maker's new damage.
He doesn't. We talk almost every day, and he knew that it was going to happen. A lot of people are like, "You've pinstriped your paint," and I'm like, "That is just the beginning." I mean, I haven't crushed a door yet. Again, we're in good stead. Like, it's fine.
That's the least of your worries.
I know.
Oh, he's handsome. He looks good. He looks pretty clean. I mean, he always looks clean. I don't know what your secret is there, but.
No, he's actually very dusty. I think it's just the light.
Maybe. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good back there, not going to lie. So if you had a bucket list trip, what would that be?
I do have a bucket list trip. Unfortunately, I can't share that with anyone just yet because I am doing it next year.
Dadgum.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing and a big deal. And it's going to take me about 4 months to do.
Oh, wow. Is it going to be here? Like,
no way.
Or wait, can you tell us that?
It's going to be in the US.
Oh,
really?
That's all I can say.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, I mean, that's pretty amazing. I mean, if it's a bucket list trip, I mean, because you have done so much in the U.S. already. So for you to say that you have a bucket list trip planned and it's going to take 4 months, I mean, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. That's exciting.
It's next year. For some reason, it seems like a lot of big things are happening, which is pretty exciting. So, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be very interesting.
Yeah, Bats Off-Road says teaser.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
Teaser.
Terrible.
So mean. Just gotta watch the channel. Keep watching the channel.
Just keep up with me.
What if you've with as much time as you have spent in the seat, is there any trails that you would say that still put you on edge?
Oh, that's a good question. There are, I mean, honestly, there are a lot of trails out in Johnson Valley just because they change all the time. We were just there, and I didn't do any trails because we were there alone, and I wouldn't even do that because there's no service out there. You would be stuck for forever. But even going to look at a couple of trails there, we went up to the trailheads and I walked some of them, and it's just outrageous. Like, you're on edge and you have to be on point every time you go there. If you're going to take on some of the bigger trails, for sure, because you just never know. You never know what's happened to them. Massive boulders have fallen into some of the valleys, and that's a place that was like where the easy line was, and now that doesn't even exist. So yeah, probably just out there the most. But I mean, honestly, sometimes I get to some parks that I've been to a number of times, and I'll get to an obstacle, and the best thing is like you get like, amped up and you feel butterflies, but you don't want to show it because you want to be that cool person, and like you're supposed to know what you're doing, and yeah, it's I still get that feeling, which is why I keep doing this. I don't think that feeling will ever go, which is pretty cool.
It's funny you mentioned that. My husband and I, we talk about that. I haven't actually been off road since, nothing serious really. Well, since Windrock at Thanksgiving, we had a group that went, and I haven't been. And so I'm very apprehensive about getting out on the trail right now, because just getting back out there, and even though I was comfortable at Windrock, now just getting started with the season, I'm nervous as shit to come in July with you. I don't even feel comfortable in my rig, and so it's a little nerve wracking.
Yeah, I think that happens with everyone, especially if you haven't wheeled. Like I still haven't really wheeled since January this year. I've been on a couple of very light trails out here in Sand Hollow, but I haven't done the normal stuff that I would love to go out and do. So yeah, but you all, it's always like the first couple of times after that long time of not being in Jeep, and I went out and did a very light trail, and Walter was with me, and I was like, oh, this just doesn't feel good. Like, I need to be in here more. Like, I don't feel comfortable. But, after once or twice, you get into the swing of things again.
Yeah, and I guess too, after you've done modifications, because like even with us, we've done new wheels and tires and some new steering components, and so I think maybe that's more where I'm nervous right now, is because I don't have a feel for my rig at this point, so I've got to get used to it again.
Yeah, it's something different. If you make a slight change, it makes a huge difference. But yeah, you'll be fine.
I changed vehicles, and I'm still getting used to my new vehicle. So
yeah. That's why a lot of people always ask me, oh, can you drive my vehicle? And I can just say, nope, I'm good. Go back here. I'm good in one vehicle, and that's Mischief Maker. So, no thanks.
Other than that, no thank you.
Do you have a favorite trail, or so far?
Favorite trail? No, a couple of favorite places, though. I love Mason, Texas. So that's Wolf Caves there. Love Windrock, Kentucky, here, and then Johnson Valley. Those are the 5.
What in Kentucky do you like?
Say that again.
What trails in Kentucky?
I really like Black Mountain as a whole.
Gotcha.
I love it. I swear I'm gonna get up that waterfall. If I don't get up the waterfall this year, that's it. I'm giving it up. I shouldn't be doing this anymore. But no, yeah, I really do like Black Mountain. I love everything that it has to offer. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
So Lee is asking, what is the best piece of advice you would give ladies just starting out off-roading? And that was my next question anyways.
Oh, mine's mind reader.
Mind reader.
I think just stay within your means and try. I always say this to everyone, but try not get frustrated with people, because if your spotter is out there, or there ends up being like 11 spotters at the same time. First of all, just say, thank you so much. I know you're trying to help. It's really nice. You're all trying to get me through this, but I have to listen to one person. I think if you say that from the get-go, you'll be fine, but just don't get frustrated. It can be really frustrating. I remember my first trip out to Roush Creek, I just signed up with a group online and ended up being a group of older gentlemen who have been doing this for forever. And they were not very nice and handed me a paper map and said, listen, if you can't keep up, find your way back. And they were pretty terrible. And then I did one obstacle that none of them did, and all of a sudden the effect was there. So you're just like, oh, okay. When are you gonna come back? I'm like, oh well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But yeah, just the main priority when you go out or you're starting this is to have fun. So just have fun with it. If you start to lose that, it's, there's just no point. There's no point at all. So just have fun with it. We all make mistakes. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I have started off in a park in 2-wheel drive. Like, it's just, we're all human, it's, just have fun with it. That's probably the best advice that I would give to people just starting.
Nice. Bats Off-Road is asking, what's your favorite thing to do when you're not being a badass off-roader?
Oh, I don't know, because this turned into my life. This turned into my life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love hanging out with friends, just like everyone else. I miss my family a lot. We're kind of spread out. We're kind of Barbados, the Ukraine, but right now Spain and Scotland. So when I can see them, I definitely go try and travel. But yeah, no, honestly, I kind of eat, sleep, and breathe off-roading, whether it's this or we're in the middle of building a race vehicle. That'll be happening next year. Or we're going to start building up my little Oma, the Tacoma. I love that thing. So yeah, and it's all going to be kind of different areas. We're going into desert racing, maybe a little bit of Ultra 4, don't know. We have this is the crawler. Tacoma might be a little overlander. So, I don't really I don't take time off because I love it. So
you're going to need a bigger trailer.
Yeah, I think so. Probably.
Think so. Well, we're gonna take a break real quick, and we'll be right back.
I'm Tony with Bats Off-Road, and you're Joy the Woodpecker. I am.
This is Team Wild Maven.
Hey, this is Josh Boss Design.
Hi, this is Jerry from Timber Tusk.
Hi, we're Caldwell Overland.
What's up, guys? This is Oscar Mike Overland.
Hey, I'm Matt.
And I'm Kara with Ozark Overland Adventures.
Hey, this is Aaron with Artemis Overland Hardware.
Hey, this is Chris with More Expo. You're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching Lady Overland Radio.
Lady Overlander Radio.
You're watching Lady Overland Radio.
Here we go. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Lady Overlander Radio is brought to you by Artemis Overland Hardware, the More Expo, and U.S. Action Tracks.
I love that so much.
That's so cool. I was just like smiling the entire time. I was like, hey, girl.
Yeah, that's our thing. Hey, girl. Hey. Oh yeah, we put everybody. That was at More Expo in Springfield, and we just went around filming everybody and. Some characters, Debbie's on there. Yeah. We sure did. It was fun. Another one. What's your favorite YouTuber? Now that's gonna have to be tough.
Oh my gosh, why?
Here's your baby.
Hi, buddy. I love you.
That's so nice.
He's my biggest.
That's so sweet.
The baby.
Favorite YouTuber? I do watch a lot of different categories, which is funny. Like I watch a lot of fishing videos, which is really strange. Maybe I don't know. I just find it very therapeutic. But
Do you fish?
I am a I no. I fish.
Watch
I just like to watch it. I just like to watch it. I really, I've always liked Casey Neistat. I've always watched him. He's more of a vlogger. He did an everyday vlog, and it was just, he's a guy from New York, and I don't know if you know him, but he's just like really super cool to watch. It's pretty awesome. Nothing to do with off-roading whatsoever.
Yeah. We see a lot of that anyway, right? What do you think your biggest challenge you faced or craziest thing that's happened to you while off-roading, and how did you overcome it?
I think honestly I normally don't do the male female thing, but it takes years, or it takes time to be respected in any career that you kind of want to go into. And I think that's kind of been, there have been hurdles obviously with that. I've not really shared any of them or shown any of it. I'm normally like a very happy, positive person, but yeah, there's a lot of politics, especially when you want to be taken seriously and you want to get into something and make it your career, basically. And the only thing that you can do is just prove yourself time after time after time. I'm not really like a big talker. I'm not like, I'm amazing, because I don't think that about myself. I let my driving skills do the talking for me. So I've just kept my mouth shut, and I've wheeled a lot, and it's really cool. Now, we're turning a corner now after, what is that? Coming up 3 or just after 3 years. And it's really cool. It's really awesome. But that has definitely been, I've always been accepted. I'm kind of more of like a guy. I'm very comfortable around guys. I'm kind of one of them when it comes to being on the trail. So, yeah, it's just, I think that has kind of been the hardest thing to kind of jump over. But we're over on the other side now, so it's kind of cool.
Love it.
Yeah, I've seen that in the overlanding world as well. Just, you kind of have to get out there and do it and show I can do this too,
Yeah, exactly. And it really is like, words don't matter. Just do what you're going to do. Keep your blinders on, keep going, and do what makes you happy. Because if you're going to do what makes you happy, you're going to come out the other end,
Absolutely. What do you think your biggest pet peeve is when you're out on the trails?
4 million spotters or people who just don't listen. I feel like I have a little experience under my belt, but there are people, guys and girls, who they just don't listen, man. And you're like, okay, well, we could be here for 3 hours doing the same thing, or you could take my advice. I mean, I've done this 100 times, but it's cool. Yeah. Like, whatever. Like, I brought snacks, so you do you.
Yeah, can't go nowhere without the snacks. Ever.
No, ever.
Ever. Mm-mm. Oh, jeez. That's hilarious. What is now here's a good one. If you could go back in time, what would you say to your 18-year-old self? I don't even want to ever answer that question to anybody, just so everybody knows.
I would say everything is going to be okay. You are going to be fine in life. Because as a young kid, I was bullied quite a lot. I moved around schools a lot. I was never this outspoken or this person. I was very quiet, wouldn't say boo to a goose. And yeah, just like seriously really badly bullied to the point where I had fireworks thrown in my hood of my jacket and shoved in a bus shelter. I mean, it was terrible. It was really, really bad.
Look
And
at you now.
Been there.
Look at you now.
I
Look
know,
at
well,
you
that's
now.
what I mean. Like, just that's what I would say. Like, everything is gonna be okay. And I think a lot of what happens in life, you know, it happens for a reason at the time. It can seem like the end of the world or it really sucks. But I'm a huge believer in everything happens for a reason. And I don't think I would be here or this person if that stuff hadn't happened. So in a weird way, I'm kind of thankful for it because I am where I am now. I'm doing something I absolutely love with my best friend of life. And I look back at the people at school and I'm kind of like, oh, that's really, wow, okay, cool.
You're still there. Yeah.
That's awesome. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, good for
Good
you.
for you. So,
Do you think that that off-roading has been the biggest confidence builder for yourself, or do you think some other things have played into that?
no, I think there's been two moments in my life where it's really brought out my confidence. The first one being instead of going onto my master's, I decided to move to Italy. That built a lot of confidence because I was kind of thrown into a different country, didn't know the language, didn't know anyone, and had to kind of create something there. And off-roading, absolutely, because you got to have some gumption about you. You got to have some confidence about you. You know, rolling up to any kind of obstacle, small, big, whatever. You know, it's something. You got to get up there, and no one else can do it for you. So, absolutely.
Perfect. Everybody froze. Oh, you're back. You froze for a minute. That was weird.
Yeah.
I'm used to them freezing in the woods, but not you. So Josh is asking, what was the best moment while overlanding, but off-roading is what we're talking about.
So whilst overlanding, the best moment. Oh gosh, the best moment. Oh, I guess it was probably last year out here at Sand Hollow, just after Trail Hero, which happens every October. I went on a very high-rated trail out here that is supposed to be for buggies only, but I was like, let's just try it. I mean, if I get stuck, someone can pull me out. It's fine. And there were a group of 4 buggies in front of us, and this guy was just relentless. He's like, you shouldn't be here. You can't do this. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, all right, okay, well, it doesn't matter. It's not your vehicle. It's fine. Like, go on with your day. It's fine. Like, don't get your knickers in a twist about what I'm doing. I don't need to know you. And I kind of just crawled up it, and his face dropped. That was that moment for me. I was just like, I wasn't like terrible about it. I was just kind of like, thank you. Have a wonderful day. We'll just kind of meander behind you guys. Fine.
Let me know if you need pulled out of that obstacle. I'll be back here.
Yeah, that was kind of a good little aha moment. And also getting through, I don't know if you guys have seen any of the 24-hour hell and backs.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so the last one in Arizona was, I mean, the cameras didn't even do it justice. That was wild. Like the first trail where everyone started flipping over and then flipping out. It was wild. But just to get down there, and you really have to have like a lot of technique when you drive down there, I feel. And that was a very good feeling, just getting to the bottom of there alive.
I bet you slept for several days after that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because for some reason this one was like, as soon as we hit the trail, it was like, you have to be on your A game. You have to be on top of everything. You have to be alert. There was no like downtime at all. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Let's see. Favorite camp meal. I don't know if y'all camp a lot, but
we don't. But I buy a lot of the camp meals at Walmart. Just like to always have it, just in case. I love the just plain old rice and chicken. Love it. The teriyaki. Delicious.
Delicious.
Get the summer built out, and you'll be overlanding before you know it.
Ooh.
I know. I mean, honestly, I can't wait.
We can help you with that.
I love it. I love that, sir. I love that stuff. Who is it? Dirt Lifestyle Nate is a good friend of mine up in Washington. And he's like, I can't believe that you've only camped twice. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, I would go camping. The problem is getting Walter out, because obviously he's so tall, like we want him to be comfortable. But we did overland in a CBT tent. It was one of their new ones a couple of years ago, and we fit in there perfectly. So there's really no excuse. We have to get him. Him out.
Absolutely.
Yes, could do that. So Down South Off-Road and Outdoor says, we felt like superstars when we met Cottywomple Overland. Same. Spirit animals. And since you've gotten so famous online, is there any other YouTubers that you've met that left you starstruck? That's a really good question.
Excuse the background noise. Between frogs and horns. Wild.
Are there any YouTuber? Honestly, everyone who I meet who's a YouTuber, I think anyone that you kind of look up to or you see a lot, when you first meet them, you're like, oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know about anyone else, but I kind of turn into like Moosh. I'm like, I can't let's see. I think so. Back in 2019, I did the Trail to SEMA, and that was just like JK Gears and Gadgets.
Love
Bleep
him.
and Jeep. The first time I met Bleep and Jeep, Matt, was in 2018, and he was nothing like he was on his channel. He was super quiet, and he just stood on a pole with a drink. And I was like, Walter, you know who that is, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, he's so quiet. And I'm like, I know. It's like, is he the same person? We were so confused. Now we're like family, so it's pretty funny. But who else was there? There was Light Bright there. Nate was there. Oh, I'm trying to think who else was there. There was a lot of YouTubers, and I felt like a fish out of water. I was like, oh my gosh, like these people are famous, and I'm just like, hello. But yeah, we all seem to we all keep in touch probably weekly, and we're all kind of just like one big happy family now, which is kind of crazy, but yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. Right now really is just self-promo time. Just tell us whatever you want to tell us, where they can find you.
All right. I do want to touch a little bit just on the giveaway Jeep that we've been working on so hard this year. It's almost finished. It's getting the half doors painted by Robbie, who will be bringing it to us next week. That should look fantastic. I'm not going to be traveling with the full top on and full doors because I do not want to take that off every single time we go somewhere. So it'll be traveling across the country, open top with the half doors. The tickets should be available. Raffle tickets should be available the end of this month. So like the end of next week, I think, hopefully. It's been a bit of a process just with the legal team and Tread Lightly, and because we're doing it across the whole of the US, every state is completely different with their rules and stuff like that. So they've had a job to do, but they're almost there. But yeah, everything's going to tread lightly. We'll have the Jeep with us everywhere we go this year until October, until we give it away. So if you're going to be able to see it in Kentucky, that's where it will be. I'll probably be driving it one day and then Mischief Maker the other.
You put the pinstripes on it.
What's that?
So excited.
You'll be able to get up and close and personal with it, and it's gonna be really cool. It was a lot of work. It was very interesting, and it's definitely taught me to do things differently for sure. But yeah, 2021 JLU all decked out. I mean, why not? Gonna be in it to win it, people. In it to win it.
Yeah.
And if you just head on over to treadlightly/giveaway Jeep, you'll be able to find everything there. So don't break it before I win it. Don't worry. If it breaks, we'll fix it.
It's a character.
There's going to be a lot of people driving it at all the different events. But yeah, we'll have it all fixed up. We have new wheels and tires and doors ready to go. So it'll look like new, but it'll be broken in, which is kind of cool.
Just working all the kinks out of it. Just getting all the kinks out of it before we
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Why wouldn't you want that? Like, I definitely want that.
For sure. I do.
For sure. And yeah, it's like you're coming to the Ultimate 4x4 field trip. We have one in Pennsylvania, we have one in Kentucky, one at Windrock, and one at Wolf's Caves in Texas. So if you haven't signed up or you want to sign up, just head on over to, I think it's ultimate4x4.info, I believe, and sign up and come ride with us. There's going to be a bunch of well-known names. I don't like calling people influencers. Well-known names like Bleepin' Jeep and Off-Road and Chill. Marvin from Flex Rock Rollovers is going to be there. And yeah, it's something that you have to pay for, but it's going to be worth it. All you need to bring is your lunches and everything else is covered. So it's going to be pretty cool. That's going to be pretty cool. And then we're just going to two main events. Bantam in Butler, Pennsylvania, or Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, which is happening next month. I thought I had like 3 weeks left before we left. We're leaving next week. I've like lost my mind. And then the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. Those are the two big sort of just events where your Jeep just sits there and you talk a lot to people. That's where we're going. And then in between, I'll be going to different parks, and you can find out where I'm going at MischiefMaker.info. You can find out all the information there. Come wheel with me. That's the one that you want to click. And yeah, I hope to see like a lot of you guys out there this year. That would be pretty cool, because next year we're not doing the East Coast thing. So yeah, we're gonna take.
Is that another teaser? Is that another teaser?
we're gonna take a break from the same loop, but.
One last question that got thrown in here. Josh wants to know, what's your favorite place that you've been to? I don't think you got to hear that.
I have been to. There are a couple, but let's try and boil this one down, because I get asked this a lot. And I don't want to keep going to 5. I really like Texas. I don't know what it is about Wolf Caves. I adore it. I love the people who run it, Kurt and Camilla. They're fantastic. That land has been in their family for generations. And I've actually shown me like pictures, like super old pictures of like the family on the farm and stuff. And it's very deceiving. It all looks pretty easy, but it certainly is not. That thing, I mean, honestly, that park will have you twisted in ways you never thought you could go. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun there.
Awesome. Well, Hollie, our time is up. I thank you so much for coming on tonight. and hanging out with us girls out in the woods. My wood girls in there and whatnot. And we hope to talk to you soon. Maybe meet you on the trail.
Absolutely. That would be awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good night.